Now that the skirts are all assembled, I'm able to get to work on the bodice. It's been so long since I started this project that I completely forgot I drafted the bodice pieces a year and a half ago. Instead, I ended up draping the bodice. It took up a little time, but at least I know I won't need to make any adjustments. I always use either a pen or pencil to mark out my seam lines and darts and all that. Once my pieces were cut out, I transferred the outline and markings to paper and drew in a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I cut each piece out of cotton twill, silk taffeta, and the same lace I used to make the ruffle around the skirt. I flatlined all the layers together by running them through my serger. I sewed and pressed the darts before sewing up the rest of the bodice seams. There's an asymmetrical drape that I think really makes the bodice. It took some playing around, but I really like how it turned out. I just finished attaching it by hand. I have some work stuff coming up, so I'm not sure when I'll be able to work on this again, but I hope it's soon. Today is Monday, January 30th, 2023. It has been nearly a year since I worked on this dress. The last time I worked on it was April 2022, and I started this project in August 2020, right before I found out I was pregnant with my son. My son is going to be 2 in April. What can I say? Time flies. Since starting this project, I grew a whole human. I switched careers. I have done so many projects in between, and this dress is still here. Now, you may be thinking that I haven't been working on this dress because I didn't want to. That's not necessarily the case. This dress has actually been my reward for getting other things done. It was always, if I finish this, then I can work on the half scale dress. If I edit that, then if there's still time, I can work on this dress. And I think now is just the time to just do it. I just really want to work on this dress, and I don't see the point of holding it up as this bright, shining thing that is my reward any longer, because it's not getting done. And I just want to get it done. So, let's get it done. I did all 20 eyelets down the back by hand, and I love how they look. I love how it just blends in perfectly with the lace. However, I am now taking a look at this section a little bit more closely, and I think I can do better. You see, I feel like this edge should be in line with this drape right here. And I feel like it's just a little bit too high. If I brought this down about a ½ inch, I think it would look better. I feel like this would look a little bit more elegant. So I'm going to have to get the seam ripper out and redo that section. Okay, I definitely think lowering the neckline a little bit was the right choice. I feel like we're still at a proper height, I guess, but I feel like this just makes more sense being underneath the drape. I didn't get any footage sewing this part because I did it by hand on the couch watching a Ken Burns documentary about the Roosevelts, but it is done. So it's probably not the neatest job in the world, but it's done, and that's what matters. And anybody who doesn't watch this video will have no idea that this part was done on the couch watching a documentary about the Roosevelts. Alright, so time for the armholes. Construction on this dress is officially done for the most part. If this were a full-size dress, I'd say this was officially wearable, but I think I can do a little bit better. Obviously, it still needs the ribbon and flowers, but that's not all I'm thinking about right now. As you can see in the original fashion plate, there is a sizable bustle on this dress. It's also a decent size in the Victorian Dressmaker book, but I feel like it could be bigger here. Now there are a couple of ways that I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a ribbon and I'm going to attach an end on either side of the side seam allowances of the underskirt. I'm going to tie the ends behind the bustle, and that's going to kind of concentrate most of the skirts to be towards the back of the dress. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to puff up the overskirt by attaching part of the back to these ribbons that I have sewn into the waistband that kind of dangle over the back of the dress. That's going to encourage the skirt to stand just a little bit higher. So if all goes well, hopefully I'll have a more dramatic bustle at the end of this, and then I can go on to sewing on the trim. So this right here is the receipt from when I bought the flowers. I bought them on August 17th, 2020. It is now February 16th, 2023. For some reason, it doesn't show the year. But the dress is finally finished. I can't believe it. I can't believe this dress is finally done. I'm happy with it. Are there things I would change? Yes, of course. I used up every single flower. I definitely feel like one-sided dress is a bit more lush than the other one, but that's okay. I mean, you can only see one-sided dress at a time, right? Another thing I would change is how I finished off this part of the bottom of the bodice. I kind of wish I just had that drape kind of continue into the flowers, but you know what? That's okay. I can live with that. This is the dress that in part got me into costuming. I can't believe that I have something that is inspired by it. That's just, I have no words for it. So first off, I'd like to thank my viewers who voted on this dress in a poll that I did back in 2020. I'd like to thank my patrons who were just so patient with the very sporadic updates on this project. I had to do this project between other projects, so they got updates about this one once in a blue moon, but they were still so supportive and I really appreciate it. Extra special thanks to my patron Stacey, who actually gifted me the Victorian Dressmaker book to begin with. This really could not have been done without you, Stacey, so thank you so much. I truly hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know if there was any particular dress, costume, whatever that got you into sewing to begin with. For me, it's after 2 a.m., so I'm gonna go to bed, but I hope that I will see you around for my next video. Bye!